Diving headfirst into Liberty Athletics. You're listening to the Patriot Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. Yeah. This is the final portion of the high school fan zone, but we've got 3 segments here with the Liberty Lady Patriots. They are in the last spot, so they have to deal with me for a few extra minutes. It usually works out okay. I don't think Joe Sexton and I sometimes veer off, and producers got to reel us back in. So we'll try to stay on time here. This has been very soccer. We started with track, but the last 3 have been soccer because we're in the second round of the UIL playoffs, and that means these teams are still alive. I forgot to mention this when Madison was here. Keelyn Ellison on my far left, third year Liberty coach because the school's been open 3 years. I'm going to have her introduce her 2 players, even though I knew both. I knew Emily, and I figured out Caroline, right?
Yes.
All right. I want you to introduce them so that folks will hear them by voice here in a minute, but also people on TV can figure out who's talking here.
Okay. Closest to you, we've got senior Emily Southwell.
Hi.
And then this is our goalkeeper, sophomore Caroline McDonald.
Hello.
Sophomore, and that's one spot you had to adjust to this year because you had Carson Killiam was there last year, and she decided to focus on volleyball and was a really good volleyball player. It was huge to their success this year. You guys are in the area round for the second year in a row. And Simon Hernandez was on earlier. We were talking about this week. The 3 of the 4 matches this week are rematches.
Oh, really?
Which is part of high school sports. Well, you guys are on the side, I don't know. I'll let you as a coach say that. Or I think you're on the good side of the rematch because you beat Graham last year. They play Graham at 1 p.m. at Abilene Wiley on Tuesday. The other side of that is Graham's going to be really, really motivated. But you guys have seen each other now. You kind of have a feel for what needs to happen. Before I forget, though, bless Paso Bui's hearts, you guys beat them 6-0. We'll just stop there. You won 6-0, which you've done a lot this season. You've kind of treated the other team not very nicely, which is what you want to do. That's part of sports. We're not going to talk too much about that because to me this is really intriguing what you guys need to do Tuesday because you beat them 1-0. They're going to have some players back who remember you've got everybody back, almost everybody back. What's it been like to get ready for Graham again? It's a little bit different for you when we talked about the last time you were on. You were on bed rest by then. So, which by the way,
I had my baby the same day.
I was about to ask, how's Coach Kendall?
She's good. She's good.
She's still
cooking. Still looks as beautiful as ever. She's still cooking.
But is she going on the road with you?
Yes, she'll go tomorrow.
All right. And I'm going to give her brother-in-law grief if he's not there again.
Oh, he's driving her. Oh, no. Matt is driving her. Chip is not. Chip, I don't think Chip will be there.
Well, Chip's excuse last year was the NCAA tournament. And I'm a basketball dude. But there's no basketball tomorrow. So, Chip, if you're listening, you need to jump in the car and go watch your sister-in-law coach. So, no pressure. So, this whole year's been different for you. What's it been like to get this team ready for a team that they've seen at this stage that you guys had a great match with?
Our focus has really been on playing with more intensity today. We watched a little bit of film on them and talked kind of about how we need to go out tomorrow. They're coming hot off of a win against Randall, defending state champion. Gets out in the first round of playoffs, kind of shocks everybody, which, I mean, is good for us. But at the same time, they're a really physical team, and that's something that we can tend to be slow to get to during a game. So just trying to match that from the get-go and not having to wake up off the bus.
But you saw that last week or last year at this point, and the following week. Emily, how much different is it to get ready for a team that you know is going to be physical and try to, I don't know if is intimidate the right word, or they're going to try to be physical with you, let's put it that way. How much readier are you guys for that?
I think, watching film, I think we prepare ourselves pretty well. And I think our team is is just a really tough team. Like people like Aaron, Caroline is a great goalie who has been kicked so many times today. And like there's just so many like little injuries even that our players played through that last round of playoffs that I feel like maybe it even was preparing us for this year, like physically, like, okay, I have pushed myself so far, like I'm able to do more than I think I can.
And there's a little bit of difference now. You guys have seniors. Last year, you could, if you were, what's the cliche, coaches, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to play when you're hurt.
Yeah.
Not when you're injured. You don't want to be out there. But being one of those seniors, y'all are motivated.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you weren't the last 2 years, but I would guess that there's just a little bit more in the tank right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think like we're just so close we've been the seniors for the past 3 years. So like having to leave is like, oh my gosh, like it's so sad. We probably talk about it every day, but yeah, I think we're just like so prideful of the program that we've gotten to be a part of. And so, yeah, there's a lot stored.
I promise I'm going to get you to talk here in a second. What do you remember about Graham last year that you have to use to your advantage this year?
I think just scoring first. Like, momentum is, I think, the biggest key in a playoff game like this.
Well, you guys scored first, and that was it. Which, you get to the area, again, El Paso Bowie, great season. You get past the by-district round, everything's going to be tough. I mean, every match is going to be tooth and nail. So y'all got that experience. You got the experience that third round, too. So we'll talk about that after you win tomorrow. We'll come back and we'll talk about that. We'll come back after this break and talk more Liberty Lady Patriot soccer on the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Your inside look into Liberty sports. This is the Patriot Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. This is the High School Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. Before we get back into the Liberty Lady Patriots, Monday nights are Estacado Monterey Memorial Liberty. Wednesday nights are always going to be Lubbock High Coronado Friendship and Lubbock Cooper. We'll do that through at least to the end of the school year, I believe. I'm trying to remember if we went up into the playoffs for softball and baseball. We did a little bit, so we'll be here for a while. We're going to be here for the next few weeks of the soccer playoffs. And I try not to put any pressure on them, but last year, I told Simon was here, I put a little onus on them last year. When they were here this week, they were getting ready to start the playoffs, and their girls basketball team had just won the state championship. And I was like, all right, you guys, now you get to go do the same. And they got bounced. So I will not do that, I promise. But you guys have a challenge on your hands because you mentioned 1-0. I just found a little bit of information out we're going to get you and Caroline to talk about. What you guys have been this is the same thing I've said to Keelyn Anderson, same thing I've said to Morgan Glaspie. You've kind of been building towards this for 3 years, and here we are. Why is this team ready?
They show up for each other every single day. It's not just the work that they put in at practice, but the investment in each other as people that they do. It's beyond team dinners and doing this, that, and the other. It's like every little thing. These girls like genuinely care about each other and invested in their lives. And because of that, they care so much about supporting each other in this. They want to see everybody be successful. Like everybody gets a slice of the pie. We kind of had a heart-to-heart at practice the other day, and Emily really spoke some life into everybody. Just that speech in and of itself, I think, shows that like they're ready to do the big things and not just dabble our toes in playoffs, but like really have a go at it.
All right, Caroline, I told you were going to have to talk eventually. Now, you were not the goalie last year.
Right.
But you were on the team.
Yes.
In fact, you had a pretty good day against Graham last year. Tell me what happened.
We stepped into the game. I was on left wing, and, I just took the ball and crossed it into Taylor, and she tapped it in, and, photos and like articles are posted everywhere. Like it was just like one of our biggest games and like step ups. And like we took that like so much confidence and like we were just happy.
You were a freshman last year.
Right, yes.
So the same thing I've said to those young girls from Memorial. You probably didn't know any better. You probably just saw these older girls and were like, I'm just going to go out and see if I can do something.
Do my thing, you know.
So, Keelyn, this year there was an adjustment. Mm-hmm. Carson decided, as I mentioned, she decided to stick to volleyball. You had to find somebody, obviously a pretty key position.
Yeah.
You had to, as coaches, had to figure out what to do there. This is your chance to brag now. What has Caroline meant to you guys this year?
I mean, Caroline means that this like team gets to go on. We found out on the first day of practice that Carson had made the decision to not play, and it was something that like we had like kind of talked about Caroline doing this year, but it at that point it wasn't a conversation anymore, and I got to talk to her about how important she is to the program, and not just because she is a player and a skilled player, but because she has value as a person. You know, we had a couple hard days where we both had to feel some feelings, and that's okay. I mean, when you're, you know, at the time she's 15 years old and your coach says, hey, you have to do something that like you're really good at but you don't like, but like you're gonna make this huge sacrifice for your team, it's kind of like a check, like, hey, excuse me, do I want to do this? Like, sorry, I'm not
Caroline, you're getting coach all emotional over there.
excuse me. It's not about Caroline anymore. It's about the team, and she has like time and time again shown us like how deeply she cares about this program, and it's like truly been incredible to see someone at her age be so selfless with something. She has just taken it in stride and not complained one single time. There's also incentive that she gets to pick out her kit next year, but not a complaint, not anything. Caroline has been there every single day with a smile on her face and just done it.
You guys have only been around 3 years. Had you had many freshmen play until her last year?
Yeah, off and on, but not someone as consistent.
That's what I thought. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about that and get Emily to talk about something when we come back after this break in the High School Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score.
Diving headfirst into Liberty Athletics. You're listening to the Patriot Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. One more segment of the Patriot Fan Zone on this Monday night. So I wanted to mention this to Emily. I'll tell us a bit of a secret on Coach here. I think I told this last time. Very first time I sat down and talked to Coach, she was worried about you guys being competitive because she didn't have a ton of girls who had played. So she had a core group. Mm-hmm. You guys have come a long way. Now, I'm going to assume that you played soccer for a while.
Well, no.
Okay.
I played.
Because I met you as a volleyball player. That's the first time I met you.
Yes. So I don't even know when I started. Probably when I was like 4, and then ended when I was like 9. Probably younger than that. But no, yeah, I really didn't play much at all. Like the littlest of the leagues. I was a goalie, and like I could never be a goalie now. Basically, I did not really touch the ball. But yeah, so I really didn't have any experience playing soccer like competitively. And basically she was like, hey, you want to have a third sport and be like a Patriot, like you get like an award? And I was like, you know what, yeah, like it'll keep me in shape. And then I love it. I love this sport so much. Like the coaching had a lot to do with it, and then the girls, like it's just a different type of atmosphere than volleyball and really any other sport. And yeah, I fell in love with it. So
because MJ is the same way, right? She tried different things and found her niche. The reason I bring all that up is because Caroline's obviously played for a while. Right. She doesn't seem like did you say she just turned 15? Or
she's 16.
Okay. She seems like she's at the same level as you guys. The way Coach Keelyn and Coach Kendall have kind of evolved you guys. Stepping in as a freshman and sophomore doesn't seem to rock the boat at all. What's that say about you guys' personality that she came in last year, made a big play, and now she's playing a huge role for you this year?
Mm-hmm. I think like not having a history, I think with the school, it's like there is like a lot of like intimidation, but there's not any intimidation for like the few, I guess, grades below us, because there wasn't 3. There was like at one time 1 and then 2, and now there's 3. And so I feel like they had a lot of, honestly, like they had a lot of expectations on themselves that, hey, like we're a growing program, like you're either in it now or you're not going to be in it, because you make the team and like you grow with the team basically. So I think they had like, honestly, her and her whole grade, and honestly the grades below them, they're really talented. And I mean, that's coming from someone who has gotten to see like every different level of play. And yeah, they were just very talented coming into it. So I think they had a lot of confidence, but also like this like energy within them that like, I want to step up. I want to be like a player who plays a lot on this team. And with us not having like a huge bench, they were able to do that.
So Caroline, coach didn't have to talk you into playing because you were a soccer player.
No, but the only part she had to talk me into was playing goalie. But honestly, I think it was one of the best decisions I've made. You know, I think it will give me a shot at going far in the like the next level into like college, and you know, and that's where I want to like impress people and like show off what I like can do, you know. So, yeah.
So, you know, as I mentioned, Simon Hernandez was in here with Monterey, and you coached with Alistair, so you know that Simon's right there in terms of the program he's built. He's got a freshman goalie who was with him, and he basically said, "We're in the area round now. It's on you." This is when a great goalkeeper can make or break whether you move on. So, knowing that, you've got her in that spot, Keelyn. I'm going to assume you've met Simon a time or two. When somebody with those chops says that, and you've got this young lady who's done what she's done this year, how confident does that make you and your team? Not that you're not confident in all of them, but knowing I've got this girl here that's ready to go.
I mean, I have full trust in Caroline. She has shown time and time again like that she deserves to be in that spot, whether we had another option or not. Like, that is where she's supposed to be. The connection that she has with our back line is incredible. They communicate
Mention
so
those
well.
names, because you send me those names all the time. They probably don't get enough attention.
That's Tegan Bennett, Amelia Martinez, MJ Beasley, and Emily Southwell. Imagine I forgot you. I couldn't even tell you how many shutouts we've had, most of them being consecutive. It was the same story last year, but all of that pressure, if there is a mistake, it doesn't come down on Caroline. It's on everybody. It's got to get past 10 other people before it gets to her. Everybody has to do their job.
Real quick, Emily, I'll let you start with, what do you guys have to do to keep playing beyond tomorrow?
I think basically keep doing what we're doing and like trusting each other. I think like everything she just said, and like scoring first, like just trusting our teammates. And I think we have a lot of trust. That's why we've gotten here, and we're always encouraging. Like, I think that's the biggest thing I'm prideful of our team, is like we don't get down on each other. We play as a team all the time, and whether that's like encouraging or we're all fighting really hard, like no one's angry at each other no matter what. So I'm looking forward to how far we go.
All right, you've got like 30 seconds, Keelyn. What does your team have to do for you to get to coach in a third round playoff game?
Just show up for each other. Like Emily said, show up and fight. Like, get off the bus. We're ready to go, locked in, and bust our butt for 80 minutes. Give it all that we have. I mean, leave it, like, play your guts out. Leave it all on the table. Leave nothing, no questions.
I have a feeling, knowing a few of your girls after last year especially, that there's going to be plenty of motivation. 1 p.m., Abilene Wiley against Graham in the 4A Division II area round. It's going to wrap us up in the high school fan zone for tonight. We'll be back Wednesday night. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score.